Hey, hello, hi, good morning, Dr. Shilpa. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning to you, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for joining this meeting.
No, no, in fact, thanks and gratitude because it is me who's going to benefit more rather than you will just have a piece of information, like you said, the jigsaw puzzle. So you have to guide the jigsaw puzzle and make it a complete jigsaw puzzle complete. That
No
is what you
problem.
got to do.
Let's do
Yes.
that. Let's do that. Okay,
Yeah.
now
So
how
you
can I
shoot
help you?
questions. No, you shoot questions to me because I have first thing to find my niche.
Okay.
Second, I have to go through this course properly, completely. Third,
Mm,
even I want to write a book because a lot of thoughts are going on and on, round and round circle. They
mm.
have to be emptied out so that new things can go in.
Excellent, excellent. So what are you currently doing, Dr. Shilpa?
See, I'm a homeopathic doctor.
Okay,
So practicing homeopathy for the last 30-35 years.
excellent.
Added to added to this, I'm a dietitian, which I'm practicing along with this,
Okay,
to whoever patients. So say past 8 years.
okay.
And with this reference, I'm attached to hospital, to the other centers, where I go as a dietitian and a homeopath both. Somewhere only as a dietitian.
Okay.
Yeah, and also a little bit of ozone therapy I practice. Say,
Mm,
I don't do
mm.
all procedures, but yeah, local applications and other things. So that is also one of it. Okay,
Okay.
so these three. So basically, it is homeopathy and diet, and right now the more importance has been given to diet because
Understood.
the whole direction of the people is changed towards diet and nutrition.
Understood. Understood. And what made you to become a coach or a trainer? What made you
See,
to select the
I,
coaching path?
I think that I can become a health and a diet coach. I have not yet become a coach. I have not done any those coach kind of webinars or anything. I have just given one or two FB talks that was through the hospital they had organized. So I just had to talk. I didn't
Okay.
have to do anything like that.
Okay. Okay.
And also one of the webinars which was done through the homeopathy consortium on the national level, but that
Mm,
was again also they had organized and I had just to be the speaker and do the
mm,
ppts and the slides and things like
mm,
that.
mm, mm.
So what I feel is that it's like transformation for me from the physical to the digital world.
Okay.
That is one.
Okay.
Because earlier I thought, I mean, all these digital things, my kid used to tell me and all, Mama, you should be on that, Facebook and things like that. I said, no, it's only for you all, jingle jangle and enjoy. But then in the, lockdown, the whole importance was, uncovered and discovered. And, that is how I thought, no, you should also be on the online platform so that, some people can get through there.
Mm, mm, mm.
Everybody cannot on physically. And because of the online platform, even people from long distances, who can't commute or whatever may be the reasons, you can
Mm.
do through that also.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Why do you think diet is more important now?
Basically, as a profession, diet is very important because people have just gone astray from the normal things. you know
Okay.
they their whole you can say the plate which they have is all the things from outside,
Okay.
quick fixes, quick
Mm,
fixes. And
mm,
because of that, what has happened is that they have gone astray,
mm,
and they have additional amount of sugars and salts because they are all preservatives,
mm,
in different names, whether people accept it or not, or even anything for that matter. But excessive sugar and salt goes in, and it causes a lot of problems.
okay.
And it is a very quick fix, so your tummy is full, but then you are not getting any nutrients. That is what.
Correct. Okay.
Because of all these things, and even the oil is another thing because they have this cheap oil, the palm oil and the other oils which are
Mm,
cheap like that, but
mm,
they are not good because they don't have those kind of fatty acids where how the thing should work on the body. So
mm.
they create more health problem rather than solving the problem. It is
Okay.
just an immediate resolution that okay, you had something, you ate, and it's done for that time. But
Mm,
later on, over the certain period, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line, you
mm,
start getting all the problems. You're putting on weight, you are becoming obese, your cholesterols are high, and
mm,
your vitamin D and your calciums, they are all low because you are not eating what you are supposed to.
mm, mm,
At the same time, of course, there is also a lot of pollution also in
mm.
the supplies, in the raw supplies. But
Okay.
if you keep on adding to all that,
Mm.
the raw supplies also, and then you do it yourself also through the wrong things, eating up the wrong things, then you are making a total mess of yourself. And
Okay.
you will end up with so many hormonal problems, which are very
Mm.
difficult to treat. There are no quick fixes to that.
Understood. Understood. So what kind of people really need these diet counseling and coaching right now? Who are really, really important according to you? Because you have seen different varieties of patients in your life.
Yeah.
Whom do you think that they need this knowledge? Which
See,
kind of
right
people?
now, many people who are yet working from home, that is
Hmm.
first,
Hmm.
because now even work from home is becoming kind of government mandatory thing and things like that. So
Hmm.
those
Hmm.
people, and the younger than those, the puberty girls, the girls at puberty, or
Okay.
even women for that matter, those who are at home and working from home.
Okay. So predominantly what you're saying is more of women who are working from home or women. They need
Yes.
more diet counseling. Is that what you're saying?
They also need, even the men need, because they have a lot of sugar cravings and easy access to the fridge, so they enjoy, but
Understood.
then
Understood.
after the certain time it is the obesity, the increase in weight, and
Okay,
just the
what kind of people you have already treated so far? Which is predominantly you are getting cases? Is it because of obesity or is it because of diabetes? What kind of cases you have frequently seen and some successes you got in which kind of?
in weight gain, that is obesity, so they go in for weight loss
Okay,
first. Second, diabetes is predominance,
okay,
because I have been working with a dedicated diabetic center where I've seen more to 500 to 600 patients in that
okay,
span of time. And
okay,
where I'm working also in the hospital and all is also diabetes becomes big, because they have these non-healing ulcers. The surgeon treats the non-healing ulcers. So I
hmm,
give the diet to those, diabetic people who are having these kind of ulcers. You know,
understood, understood.
so basically diabetes predominance.
Hmm,
Second is weight loss, so obesity and weight gain. And
hmm,
third is the group of females where they have hypothyroid and PCOD.
understood. Got it, got it. So I understand. So if we have to narrow down to any one particular audience,
Hmm.
okay, so you are given a choice that you can choose only one and become an authority over there. Where do you
Hmm.
think the nation needs your focus? Where do you think that everyone requires? Or is it diabetes, or is it obesity, or is it hypothyroidism in women? If you have to choose any one and say
It's
that,
difficult. It's difficult because all are predominant so much,
no, I know that. See, it's not that I'm not asking you not to treat them, but if you
I
have been
understand.
asked, you've been
It's like
asked
a
that you need to make a
filter.
choice. Yeah.
Filter.
So if you have to
You want
filter out and say on a priority basis, this is number one, this is number two, and number three, what will you choose? Which is number one for you? Which your heart
see,
says?
if we take women, it is PCOD.
Okay.
Yes, because that is there even from young girls, say from the age of 12 and onwards, right from
Okay.
puberty. That
Okay.
is one.
Okay.
And of course, diabetes is there, common whether men or women, whoever.
Okay. So here is another question, Dr. Shilpa. There are too many dietitians available right now.
Correct.
So why they should come to you?
See, basically, I'm a medical doctor. So, my knowledge of medicine, my
Hmm.
knowledge of the disease, the
Hmm.
progression of the disease,
Hmm.
and the pathology reports interpretation is
Hmm.
very important. Usually, all the dietitians do not have this background. Very
Hmm.
few, those who are maybe, MSc or something like that,
Hmm.
from a certain college or from this. They may have a little background, but the progression of the disease and interpretation of the pathology reports in connection to the disease. Sometimes there are cases where there is more than one disease.
Hmm.
And then there is electrolyte imbalance, like a case of angioplasty or
Hmm.
anything.
Hmm.
So then how it is to be interpreted and where, it has to be, put in. And even in the case of PCOD, it is like this, that what stage the person is, or what stage the patient is in. First stage, there are different stages. Even case of chronic kidney disease, which
Hmm.
stage the person is already going towards dialysis, or
Hmm.
you can
Hmm.
prevent that, or you can prolong the dialysis for a few years,
Hmm.
you know
Hmm. Hmm.
so all these things. So the knowledge of disease,
Hmm.
the progression of the disease, and the interpretation and the interconnection of the pathology reports, that becomes my
Okay, but do you
USP.
give homeopathic suggestion or allopathic suggestion? Because many of them who are coming into your life, they may
Hmm.
not follow homeopathy. Probably
Yes.
they are following allopathy or any other
Yeah. So
methodology.
the
So,
medication remains the same.
okay,
The medication what they are taking, I don't disturb their medication.
understood.
That comes at a later stage once the pathology reports differ, and then they are sent back to their physicians to look into that what
Excellent.
can be made less and things like that. Only those who are a little receptive, and if they ask that, do you have any homeopathic medicines for these things, so we can, simultaneously continue. In those cases, I give.
Understood. Okay. Uh, so basically, I understand that you have a very unique edge and advantage as a physician, as a doctor, okay, who
Yes,
understands pathophysiology. And
yes,
because of that, your diet treatment will be much more accurate and appropriate because you understand both sides of it. Because
yeah.
most of the dietitians in the market, they are not doctors. Very few are very few doctor
Very few.
dietitians are there. Very, very few
Correct,
doctor dietitians. So
correct.
obviously they will also ask you for various other doctor related consulting also will happen automatically, and you
Yes,
can guide them in the right direction. So that becomes your
right.
unique advantage also. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Now we need to find out in which target audience your knowledge, okay,
Hmm.
will make a lot of sense to them. Okay, is it on the PCOD market? Is it on the diabetes market, or where do you think your authority and credibility will add more weightage? Okay, that means who will value more on your diet coaching than anyone else? Is it because you would have seen no varieties of people in your life? So
Yeah,
who
yeah.
values your consultation more? Who values? Is it PCOD, or is it the diabetes, or is it the obesity? Who values your diet counseling more?
Diabetic people. Because whenever I gave FP talks also, the responses which I got, in the hospital or in my center was
Excellent.
for diabetic people.
Excellent. Excellent. So it means you are more like a diabetic reversal dietitian then.
Or reversal is a big word. And it's again, it's a gimmick, I tell you, because the definition of reversal is so different.
Absolutely
Reversal is
understood.
usually for 5 years if the reports remain the same.
Okay, okay, very
Yeah.
good. So
So
it
that
means
is,
what you are saying is that if someone comes to you with diabetes, with your diet coaching and counseling,
hmm.
can they lead a normal life and they can lead a healthy
Yeah,
life?
their pathology reports can improve, their cholesterol reports can improve, and
Hmm.
maybe over a period, if they maintain, then their medication also can go down. Or
Okay.
if they have non-healing ulcers and all, you can see the difference that they start healing,
Hmm.
along with the other medications and things like that. So,
And you would have done already many cases like this.
yes, yes, a lot
So
of
you have a
cases.
huge history of patients, testimonials, and
Yes,
successes.
and success
Excellent.
stories.
So that means you already have that credibility and authority with you in that particular market, in that particular target audience of diabetes
Yes,
treatment. Okay. In
yes.
the diabetes, is there any specific area like it's only for male or predominantly it's for female, or maybe is it type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Is there anything like that?
See, type 1 diabetes, no. Type 2 diabetes for
Okay.
that.
Diabetes mellitus only you are
That is,
handling.
yes, that is the main thing because type 1 is insulin dependent. So
Okay.
that is entirely a different thing.
That we can't do anything. Okay, so
Ah,
it means, so what I understand from whatever you said is you have an authority, you have experience, expertise, wisdom, knowledge in handling diabetic patients on their diet. Thereby, they can lead a normal, healthy life and
mm,
without any further complications.
yes.
Okay, so do you think that a lot of diabetic patients, first of all, need this diet coaching and counseling? Do you really believe? Is it a huge lack in the society?
Yes, there is. There is a lack in the society in reference to the diet taken in diabetes because people take diet for granted. And some things, the myths prevail a lot. So that is another hurdle. Like, on their own, they will start starving. They will stop certain foods they eat without knowing whether this is required or not. Like that is how.
Hmm.
So that lack of knowledge is there.
Okay. So do you think that can be a very good positioning of you as Dr. Shilpa, a dietitian specifically for diabetic patients?
Can be. But of course, there is a lot of competition.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the next question. There's too much of competition over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how you said reversal. So reversal is such a easy word, for people to get lured. But
Yeah.
it's a fact is a question mark.
Yeah. Okay, in
Because the
which
medical,
market? In which
uh,
market the competition is lesser?
and
Diabetes, obesity, or PCOD?
I mean, everywhere it's more or less the same. Diabetes and obesity, though it is same
Hmm.
almost. maybe PCOD, but then the gynacs take the part of that. They take
Yeah,
it
there
towards
you will
that
be,
side.
you will be competing with the gynac over there in PCOD
Yeah,
segment. Because always generally they go to the gynac first and then to the dietitian last.
yeah, that
I
is
think
there, and
always people go to the dietitian for obesity for the first.
yes, that is first. Yeah,
Diabetes patient will go to a diabetologist and then they come to the dietitian.
correct.
So one
Usually that.
market where people go directly to a dietitian without even asking a doctor is obesity.
Yes, that is there, and
So
that
that
was
means
yeah, I have
that,
been working on those type of cases also.
yeah, some are little hormonal related obesity. Obviously, they go to an
Yes, yes.
endocrinology and come over there. But
Yeah.
generally, people want to reduce my tummy. I want to reduce my weight, and they always go and approach a
Right.
dietitian.
Yeah.
So I'm why I'm asking you all these questions is so that we
Nee,
can
in fact, you are
position.
supposed to ask, so that will make me clear because all these years I have been treating all these,
Correct.
and then also wherever homeopathic help is required, I give them that also, and I get the results.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good.
So
So
now here it is a question mark because here immediately I can't tell them that you also go in for homeopathic treatment. That is after some confidence they develop, then I can suggest, and probably then they will go. So it's like that. But definitely they get results.
how is the results percentage in obesity?
Mm, See, you can say about 60-40 because some people just don't do anything about it. Then what do you do?
Yeah, the
Some
control
people
is
are
not good.
motivated in the initial stage, and then for some reason, some function, something else happened, and then again they have gone. So to
And
start again, you have to motivate them.
how many people would have treated on obesity and reduce on weight loss?
Many of them, I don't have kept account like that.
Okay, but what you did was only giving a diet chart to them, or you had multiple things also attached with it. Is it
Now
only the
that was
diet chart?
depending. No, it was depending on the cause. Like if it was hypothyroid, so first we had to see whether the thyroid is, brought down to normal,
Hmm.
or if it was PCOD was the reason, then okay, let us see that why it is there. First of all, some are just undiagnosed obesity,
Hmm.
and then first you try to find the reason that why this is there and why it is increasing.
Hmm.
So that is the first, and then you suggest according to whatever reason you get, maybe hypothyroid or maybe PCOD or just obesity, excessive eating or this sweet cravings and sitting at one place and working, lack of exercise. I mean,
Even
so many
insulin
things.
deficiency also produces obesity, right?
Yes, so that becomes the third stage of PCOD.
Hmm.
Now
Understood.
that is so it's like that. You got to
Have you heard patients that they went to various other dietitians, they didn't get results, and they came to you and they got results?
yes,
Okay.
that
And what was
also
the
is there.
common problem you found with them? Why they didn't got success with the previous dietitian?
Sometimes they didn't follow. They did not
Okay.
go for follow-ups.
Hmm.
They found that person very expensive. Then
Hmm.
third was the referral, like some person who had become better with the diet taken. They
Hmm.
found results, so they said, okay, you go to this
Hmm.
doctor that way.
Okay.
So all
Okay.
these three things.
Hmm. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. So, do you think that focusing on obesity market will be good one?
I don't know. I,
No, we don't know. Literally, from your experience and expertise, okay, all the three works equally. Okay,
yeah.
all the three will work. But when you are presenting you to the whole world, you can either present yourself that I am a dietitian. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you present yourself as a dietitian, then the way in which people look at you is different. Okay. Then you have to present yourself as an author, as a speaker, not as a coach predominantly, because you are a
Yes.
professional over there. You project yourself as a professional
Okay.
speaker in forums. I am an
Hmm.
author of books on various topics on diabetes, on PCOD or
Hmm.
obesity. So you're an author on these subjects with respect to, so you're an authority that way. That's one way to position yourself. Position
Correct.
yourself from an author first, speaker second, and then the third only is coach.
Hmm.
So thereby your current practice also will increase. That means you end up in getting more patients for
People
your
seats, yeah.
existing practice also. This is
Hmm.
one way of presenting it.
Hmm.
Another way is, Murli, I think that is already set. Okay, that's I'm already
Hmm.
doing it. I'm already getting patients from referrals and various things. Okay,
Hmm.
with my existing knowledge, I want to open up one more skill of income
Hmm.
of my coaching, of my
Yes.
training. Okay, so of my speaking. Okay, so if you want to open another vertical of income, it's
Hmm.
called multiple skills of income. So your doctor
Okay.
skill is one skill of
Hmm.
income.
Yeah.
So can I convert the dietitian skill into another skill of income means then you present yourself in a different way in
Okay.
creating awareness first,
Hmm.
presenting yourself as a coach or a trainer,
Hmm.
talk to many people on the importance of diet and why they have to follow. So create more awareness, and then you ask them to come and attend your seminars. Okay, whether it's
Hmm.
offline seminars or offline online seminars, they come and attend, and then you
Hmm.
tell them, okay, so if you are really serious to know more about your body and health, please come and
Hmm.
attend my 2-day workshop, for example.
Hmm.
I'm just telling you,
Hmm.
2-day workshop. I
Yeah.
teach
Yeah. Yeah.
workshop. Okay,
Okay.
if
Huh.
you have content or if you have inclination towards running workshops. Okay,
Hmm.
only if you have the interest to run a workshop, then that model will work. Okay, 2-day workshop means in the offline world. Okay, you have to think of both offline and online,
Hmm.
and the same 2-day workshop can be done in online also into two half a day online workshop also. Okay,
Yeah.
and then there you only give knowledge to them, and then they register with you for a 30-day diet implementation or a 30-day diet challenge with you. Okay, so
Hmm.
you guide them step by step by step.
Hmm.
Then from there probably they can come to your one-to-one counseling and coaching, and probably filtered people will come over there on a people who have
Hmm.
not got results in spite of doing everything, where your personal
Hmm.
intervention will come. Right now you
Hmm.
are personally intervening for everyone. You're spending your
Hmm.
time right now. Say for
Right.
example, with every patient you have to spend 45 minutes or 1 hour, for
Yeah.
example, to
Yeah.
talk and guide. Okay, so you are
Right.
exchanging your time for results.
Yeah.
Okay, but can you do the same in a group and mass? Whatever you're telling one diabetic patient on the diet follow they have to follow, can you
Hmm.
tell that in a larger audience as a lecture or a knowledge or at a workshop? So
Hmm.
they all get benefited in the same 1 hour. Instead of one person getting benefited, 100 people are getting benefited. One
Right.
person pays you 10,000 rupees, 100 people pay you 100 rupees to attend and get the same knowledge.
Right.
Okay. From the 100, probably maybe 15, 20 of them may come to your 30-day diet challenge, which you are asking for.
Hmm.
So this is one model. I'm just proposing a model to you, which will work.
Correct.
A
Hmm.
30-day diet challenge means, say, for example, 30 days, you pay me 5,000 rupees, and me and my
Hmm.
team will help you to get the habit first to follow the diet.
Hmm.
Because the problem in diet is the habit, forming the
Yeah.
habit and ritual. No, they get tempted with various things and they let go of it.
Right. Everybody. Yeah.
And probably once they achieve a desired results, then you can take them into your next level where it's either a one-to-one session
Hmm.
or personal consulting or
See, I have also created a website where I'm doing. I mean, in process
hmm,
that where I'll be offering these services, either homeopathy or diet or uh, Vastu and others.
okay. So that's for individually or a group. Hello, your
Got
voice
it?
is it
Hello?
individual or group?
Can you
Is it
hear visuals? I mean, I have not thought of that. It is just I'm making a website.
okay? So you just created a website with your
Hello?
knowledge and expertise you have. Okay, understood.
Hmm.
So there are two
Hmm.
models in which we can work on this, Dr. Shilpa, which we don't know which model will work, but we need to
Okay.
experiment it, or you need to go with your gut feeling, any one way. Okay, whichever you
Okay.
feel is right, that's the right one.
Hmm.
Okay, there's nothing
Okay.
called right one because both will take you to a different path. Both will take you to a
Okay.
different path. One is positioning yourself as an author, speaker, and from there you bring patients to your existing line of business that you're doing right now, your individual counseling and consulting. Another one is
Hmm.
positioning you as a coach, dietitian, or again positioning yourself as a specialist, And then you call out for free seminars, free workshops. People come and listen to you. And then they come and attend your paid workshops or paid seminars. And from there, they come to your habit forming 30-day implementation program. And then they may get into your 90-day or 160 or 180-day process of your
Okay.
of
Challenge
the
that.
whole process, step by step. I don't know, because it takes 3 months, 6 months for some people. No? So
Hmm.
it's more like a filtered approach you are taking. You, instead of taking everyone into your 6 months program or a 9 months program, you are step by step. So you're getting 1,000 people in the front, and then from there 100 people come and attend your paid workshop, and then from that 30 people will come and do your habit challenge program, and from there probably another 5 or 6
What?
will come to your 1-to-1
Hmm.
or 6 months or whatever it is.
Okay.
This is one model.
Hmm.
This is not the only model. This is one business model that you can think and plan the whole sequence accordingly.
Hmm. Okay.
Does that
The
make
you
sense?
this is the second option, na? The first option, what you said was author and awareness.
Yeah, author, speaker awareness, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your Facebook, everywhere they open, you are giving lecture over there.
Oh my, I have to do all that. I have not made anything like that. Because I told you my transformation to physical to digital is just like,
No, that's okay. That's okay. See, ultimately, when we are ready to transform the world, we need to go where the world is.
yeah, yeah, obviously. I understand that. That is the way. That's why I said, no, I'll be undergoing all the grind so that you reach to a level, whatever
Correct,
you have
correct. For
thought.
example, I have a very good friend here. She is a sports nutritionist and a dietitian for celebrity.
Wow.
Every day she sits on Instagram and does Instagram live.
Hmm.
And huge following will come, and she has written a lot of articles in the magazines and newspapers. She features in
Hmm.
the television, and she's a celebrity. Okay, celebrity
Okay.
new dietitian, only for film actors and
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of a level. Okay, the charges
Hmm.
a bomb for 2 times
Right,
meeting her
right.
itself.
Correct.
Again, that's a positioning. Okay, again, she
Hmm.
didn't start that way, but she slowly started and positioned herself there.
Right.
It doesn't mean that she doesn't meet anyone. She will meet
Yeah, yeah.
everyone. Okay, but the
Hmm.
positioning is different. So when
Hmm.
you are positioned that way, when people come to you, they know that you are expensive. They know that you
Hmm.
are a professional. So
Hmm.
that psychology also brings one little bit of commitment, no? When they come with that particular approach.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay, so that's so which model do you think will work for you? What do you think after here listening from me? Which one do you think is suitable, appropriate for the current situation for you?
The first one you said was author and
Writing a book first,
yeah.
positioning yourself as a speaker,
Hmm.
and then bringing everyone to your counseling, coaching, diet coaching programs.
Yeah, could be that way.
That will be more appropriate with
That's
your
what I
current.
feel. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Because there is no much of selling and jumping and screaming and doing everything. It's a very subtle way of positioning
Going through.
yourself. Yeah, if you are
Yeah.
a young person, I would have suggested no, 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 go to the second way.
But age is just a number.
I know, but it's a perception of the market also. No?
I understand.
When
I
they see a
understand.
senior professional like you, they always want more knowledge and wisdom from you.
But just to tell you, I'm a marathoner too at this
I
age also.
know, I know. See, it's not about who you are;
No,
it's
I'm
about the
just
audience.
saying,
No, I
I'm
understand.
just mentioning. I mean, even I do the folk dance for an hour once a week,
Wow, wow, amazing,
and I'm
fantastic.
going through the exams also through this and getting A pluses. So
Okay, okay.
that's good.
One model based on what you suggested is what you can do is your whole flame model can be having
Hmm.
your social media active. That means having an Instagram page, Facebook, and YouTube channel. Okay, that's very, very
Hmm.
important right now. Since you want to now
Okay.
focus yourself as an author, Shilpa.
Yeah.
So it's very important to have all these channels first, where you just
Hmm.
have to record and upload. That's it. And in all these channels, you have a live version also. You don't have to break your head too much. And your subject is really, really catchy. And every day giving one tip, what food to eat.
Hmm. Hmm.
That becomes, many people would love to watch and listen and follow you. Okay. Remember, it's
Okay.
all about you sharing everything to everyone, and we know that 99% of them will not follow.
Hmm.
Only 1% take action. That's okay. We
Yeah,
will give all the
yeah. The
knowledge to
right
them.
listeners, the more of
Real
listeners.
listeners, true. And those are the
Yeah.
people who will always recommend you when someone asks, do you know
Yeah.
a very good dietitian? They will connect you. Or if they want any help and support, they've already listened to you 101 times, they will come to you.
Yeah. So it's a time. I mean, anything takes time. So even this process takes time.
Correct. So step one is you need to get your
Create.
social media handles ready right now.
Okay.
So that means there is a Facebook page for you, there is an Instagram page for you, and a
Hmm.
YouTube channel for you.
And I'll have to find out from the group who's good at making all that and get
Oh,
over.
talk to Rajiv. Huh? Just call Rajiv.
Right,
Rajiv
right.
is also similar
Ambat,
to your
no?
same industry of yours, so you go ahead and talk to you. He's also in fitness,
Okay.
no? Wellness and fitness.
Yeah. Yesterday he had put up those sugar figures of some patient
Correct.
showing the difference and all that. Yeah,
Correct.
fine. Yeah.
So he can be a good complementary also for you because you are coming from a doctor background, so probably he can
Yeah.
also recommend a lot of people to you also.
Hmm.
Okay, so talk to him. He's good with technology and he
Yeah,
does
he is
all the
good at
Facebook lives.
technology.
Okay. So first step is this. Step one.
Hmm. Now the second step about the book.
About the book. Yeah. So next step is we need to now
Be an
project.
author.
We have to start writing a book right now.
Hmm.
And all your channels also should talk about the book that is coming up.
Okay.
Okay, so step
Now,
one is, can you think of a book which you wanted to share?
now is it necessary that the book should be of the same thing what I'm going to talk as about that, or it can be of anything?
No, either the book has to become a complement to your business.
Because yeah, like I would say that my life journey has
Very few
been
people are interested to read your life journey. Can you connect the life journey to something else?
that I got.
It's not, remember, when you're writing a book, it's not about you, it's about the reader. What will they get when they read your book?
That they should be able to face whatever circumstances come in throughout the life with grit and come out of it in a fantastic way.
Excellent. So if you are going to position yourself as a motivational speaker, then that's the right book.
Okay, motivational speaker.
If you want to
Yeah.
position yourself as a motivational speaker, then your life journey will be an amazing complement
Okay.
to whatever you're going to do. But since you want to position yourself as a dietitian, that book and the dietitian may not sync at all.
Yeah, can be. Yeah, that is the issue. That's the question mark.
So if you have to write a book which is connecting to your profession also, okay, what kind of topics can you write?
I'll have to think about it, because those would be like the common, tips and the talks which you give generally, or maybe those 30-second presentations which you give in BNI. Those you can pick up from and put in. I mean, you go around the same thing but in a different way.
Correct. Again, it can be more of an awareness also on diet.
Yeah, something
For
like
example,
that.
you just uttered one statement called diet for granted. That also is a title of a book, literally, if you ask.
Which one?
Diet for granted.
Oh.
You just said that word sometime before.
Yeah.
People take diet for granted.
All of us take diet for granted.
And how they mess up their health.
Yeah.
So that can be a book, for example. Okay, how people take diet for granted and how they mess their health. From your life experience, again, types of people you have seen, how people have messed up the wrong foods that they have taken. That is also one way of presenting the book with your expertise. And you can give a lot of case studies and stories and examples without telling the patient's name to maintain the privacy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. It was a glitch. You said something in the last. What you said?
No, when you write that way, diet for granted, where how people mess up their whole health by not taking the food that they are eating seriously, And you can actually add lot of patient histories, how people, they followed, they didn't follow, and they mess up their whole health without giving the name of the patient, maintaining the privacy
Obviously.
of the patient. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And giving them ideas and tips on basic kitchen. From your kitchen itself, what kind of diet can help you to stay healthy. Just if you just follow the basic traditional way of eating the Indian food,
Yeah.
or whatever food you are eating, how can you maintain, regulation in that? I don't know. You are the specialist
Yeah.
and authority in that. Do you think that kind of an awareness book on diet for granted, you can write? Do you have the knowledge to write on the subject?
Yeah, I'll have to, dig out those histories I have, and
Do you have
then what
100,
they have messed up.
point? Correct. Can you think of how many patients you can think like right now? If you can think the top of the
See, I
mind.
remember seeing patients, right from from the strata, from a driver to the lawyer at the highest level, maybe in TOI or wherever, and how they have messed up and come up with diabetes, and why they cannot maintain this.
Excellent. Excellent. So your first book can actually be a generic book on different
Hmm.
strata of life, different kinds of people.
Okay.
Lower class, middle class, upper middle class, and the rich class. How
Hmm.
they actually mess up.
Yeah. Because I had this person was a station master. I
Hmm.
remember. I mean, all these kind of cases, they
Hmm.
land up with diabetes and so many others. Even the elderly, like
Correct.
once they are retired and they do not have any work, how do they mess up? They really, because they are sitting at one place and enjoying life, taking it to that level.
So it
That,
means you can actually write every chapter, okay,
hmm,
based on how students take diet for granted, how housewives take diet for granted, how
hmm,
people who have just started their career, young people, who just
hmm.
go to these IT companies and they take diet for granted.
Oh, fantastic.
How
They
middle level managers take it for granted, how government servants are taking it for granted, how retired people for taking diet for granted. You
hmm.
can actually write different chapters on 12 different target audience.
Okay. Hmm.
Will that be a good methodology to write?
I think so. That sounds create some excitement in me to look out into my collection of all those things, and I'll look into that. So that will give me some matter to write. I'll just
Correct.
remember kind of their histories and jot it down.
And what
That
you can do is that you can think of such patients. Okay, you first, what you do is that you put the types of patients, type, like I just said, the
yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
types, and then
Right.
think of patients you have treated in your life and write their
Yes.
name under them, and
Hmm.
under their name write down with what complication they came, little bit of profiling of them. Okay,
Yeah.
so jot down the points, and after that, what kind of ideas and suggestions you gave to each of these people.
Right.
And when you write that, for every for one type of person, under one
Yeah.
target segment, you can have three
Yes.
stories, and three stories means 12 pages are done.
Hmm.
And little bit of your experience and expertise, and little bit of small tips and nuggets of wisdom can be
Yeah, yeah. That
very,
how it
very
just to pep up a little and some icing
correct.
on the cherry, something like that.
Correct. You would have seen in a lot of books, where a text will be there, but suddenly one pop-up will be there. Okay, one
Yes,
tip,
yes.
diet tip number one, diet tip
Yeah.
number two, diet tip number three. Probably your book can have 101 diet tips,
Oh,
common
great.
diet tips, common diet tips. That's it. You are telling a lot of stories from
Uh,
your real life with lot of 101 diet tips.
hmm. Right, right, right.
Hope that makes sense.
I can imagine how it would look when you are saying it, but the moment you keep quiet, it goes off.
That's the reason
So you will
step
have to,
one.
yeah. So it's like that. You'll have to really handhold and push me. I tell you,
Yeah, that's okay. Don't
it's
worry.
there. The content is there, but it just needs a channel to come out.
Correct. So for that only you need a framework like this. What I just suggested you is a framework. So when you play within this framework, you can fit the content inside that framework.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the whole knowledge you don't
Hmm.
know where to put, in which container to put. So this becomes like a framework for you.
Yes.
So So
Yes.
step one is,
Yes.
I'm just giving you,
And
and this is only my suggestion. Diet for granted, 101 diet tips for a healthy lifestyle.
hmm,
That's your tagline. That's your book name, and uh,
right.
and then your chapters can be based on the target
Yes.
audience, and then put lot of 101 tips splashed
Yes.
everywhere. See, your
Audience.
book
Yes.
is ready right now.
Hmm.
Book.
Imaginary. Yes. I can see something like that. Vague.
See, everything happens first in the mind and then happens in the world in front of you.
Yeah. That's why we say, no, mind achieves only. I mean, the body achieves only what the mind realizes.
Correct. So in your mind, if you can think of a book like that, if you can visualize a book like that,
Hmm.
now your mind will not allow you to stop. It will push you
Yes.
to get it done now. So all you need is get a book cover with your photograph on the book cover, ask the publisher to get it, put it in all the social media channels and tell all your friends and colleagues, and this is the book I'm writing. And whenever you're introducing yourself, you tell that I'm an author of the upcoming book, Diet for Granted.
Yeah, it's an indirect pressure on us itself. That
That's
you
how.
got to do it. You got to do it. There's no way because you're committed out in the public.
This
So
is
you got to keep your face.
in yoga psychology, we call this as tricking the monkey mind.
Yes,
Show
yes.
the banana to the monkey so that you catch her now. So you're
That's
messing
right.
with the same mind in its own way, literally.
Yes, 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 yes. That's right. So right. Yeah, at least I got some insight as to how I have to go about because otherwise I was confused. I'll tell you why. There was a small other reason.
Mhm.
I have been basically a doctor and due to a family tragedy, I was in the family business for a time of 15 years, you know.
Mhm.
So that experience was also entirely different.
Mm.
So I was not knowing as to how to put these two things together because they are two diverse things. One is a scientific background and other is a commercial background.
Correct.
But I had done that switch and I was, it was like that 75% was family business in my life and 25% was my own profession.
Mm.
And then as that phase got over, it just became totally 100%.
Mm.
That is how it was. So
Okay.
my background was always there, being a medical person. So they used to tell me, "You are क्या engineer दिन में और शाम को doctor बन के बैठ गए क्या बात है?" And so it's very difficult, like to even when I talk to people now. But because of that, I also am on the forum of, being women or daughters being groomed for family business.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So these things like some of the things like that. So then that's what I wanted to write as an experience, my book, the transformational journey from this to that. But I found that there is something little different or a misconnect or something like that. That's why I asked you that why, I mean, how do I put all this together, because that experience is also bubbling and wants to come out. So I have talked to one of the professors and it seems he's going to write a story about this experience.
Wow, very interesting. But again, two different journeys, two different.
Yeah, there are two different journeys. So that's why I said my book, that was I was not sure. I said, what do I do with this, because that has to come out. As you said, your mind has to warm it out. And it needs that, because it's unnecessarily occupying space. So the new things don't come in. So
True, very
it
true,
has
very
to be it has to be thrown out and, this process has to go on and so that all the, social media things, they go better way, and more tech savvy and the other things to follow.
Okay, okay. So are you comfortable with the path? Are you comfortable with the path that we chose right now? Is this comfortable?
Yeah, I think the first thing is the author. So I got to need to work on the book, and that author will start, doing things by itself. And
Okay.
also, I think something the author is going to give some data to the speaker also.
Correct.
That
Correct.
you start speaking like this. You because as you said, I'm going to put out all those things like, let food be thy medicine and kitchen your pharmacy and all those things. So those kind of catchy sentences,
Correct.
eat the rainbow, all these things I'm going to collect and put it somewhere, as pop-ups also.
Correct.
And things like that. So these things are what are needed when you speak, so that you have some good words, and they create some photograph in your mind.
Correct.
So that is where the things, improve.
Correct.
So So I
I think
think
once you start writing the book, you will have complete clarity. The more and more and more you start thinking, you go deeper and deeper and deeper. You become super clear on what exactly your words of communication, when you're speaking in a forum, when you're speaking in Vienna, everywhere you will become super clear once you do that.
maybe, yeah, maybe. I have to be a good speaker. That's
You
what I
will,
want.
you will. Don't worry, you're already a good speaker. You have just have to present it in the same channel. That's it. It should be in
Yeah,
a
present.
targeted way, like a laser focus beam. It's not a 100-watt
Yes,
bulb.
yes, yes. That's very rightly said. That's very rightly said. And so this gives me an idea as to how I have to go about my process. And second, but then I have to be tech friendly. And these people, some of them are so far ahead. I have to literally run and catch them.
But that's okay. You
Before.
go on your own speed, Dr. Shilpa. There is no race here. Okay. You just go at your own pace, at your own speed, but always be little, put 1 feet outside your comfort zone and
Yeah,
stretch
yeah,
yourself.
that is of course.
So,
If you are not outside your comfort zone, you can't walk in these days.
don't try to see, because some of the youngsters will always run faster. They will
Yeah.
just like that understand and quickly realize it. But sometimes for us, it may take little time. So don't worry about it. Go step by step. Okay, step by step. Step one is see whether you can. Uh, Either you can do it or just hire a digital marketing guy to do everything for you. Okay, or if you have an office intern staff in your company, or hire a youngster as an intern and tell them I'm paying you this much money every month as an internship. Get me all these things ready. That's it. So you play only with your core genius of who you are very good at it, and things that you can outsource to people, just outsource it or give it to your intern. Simple. So that you spend more time in getting the book out, and maybe that intern, if you have a staff in your clinic or you have a staff, anyone whom you want
Yeah.
to, who is little comfortable with these technology and social media, just tell them do this for.
Right, right.
Thereby it becomes easier for you to stay focused, because sometimes these technology sometimes scares the hell out of us, and suddenly we go negative and say that why am I doing it, is it right or wrong, and all these questions will pop up and our mind will go down.
You know that I went through the last. Actually, as I told you, I had joined you last March, April, and see, it is now the next year. So that trauma, mental trauma, I have undergone the whole of last year. But then I attended a lot of seminars and things like that, So I, got used to it, how it is, it looks, and how it is, and how it works, and things like that.
Excellent.
And attempted a few things also, as Facebook Live Talk, as I told you, and that webinar presentation, PPTs, and all.
Excellent.
थोड़ा तो कुछ किया ही है. So
that's okay. That knowledge is enough for you to start now. So where are you going to start now?
I think book and also I will start, because I'll start fathoming all my papers through which I'll get my histories and things like that. So
okay.
Yeah. So like at least I think if I'm little on my, I think I'll be going on a track now, as you have suggested, 101 diet tips and this, the diet for granted and whatever. So all these things, they at least now they give me a direction. So I put out that entire other experience on one side and I leave it. So I take this journey forward only, and this will be the topic as an author also, and then further as a speaker and things like that.
Excellent. Very good.
That is what I feel.
I hope I was able to bring clarity to you in 45 minutes.
Yes, of course, you brought in a lot of clarity, and that is why, I had been looking out. I said, no, I have to talk to Guru Murali only, because I know he'll clarify my doubt, and I can tell you that I was in two diverse fields. I mean, everybody, you can't talk about it, though it has been a good experience, but fine, it's okay. It was my life, so however.
Right. Excellent.
So okay. I think if I have anything further, maybe I'll get in touch you later on once I work a little.
Anytime, any help you need, just let me know. But before this month end, finalize your book title, book cover, and put the pressure on your head that yes, I am publishing a book.
Get started.
Get started. Okay, getting started is the first step towards success. Just do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if you want, take a photograph and post it in the group that you have done one-to-one, so that our members will get excited.
Yes, sure. Just a minute. No, 1 minute.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have taken.
Okay.
Thanks
excellent.
a lot for that reminder. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Good day to you.
Good day. Thank you.